Hi, this is Tom and Heather again.
Hi everybody.
Hey, you know what? I forgot to press the go button.
We don't need to think about that. We can just continue to move on. Please like, share, subscribe, and punch that notification bell. Like, really get it, so you can connect with us anytime we go live, when we go live, and when we do it. Anyway, I just want to let you guys know that tonight, we're going to be doing a little bit of discussion about birthdays, anniversaries, hey, music, what happened in music, but also a little bit of trends and what we're seeing in some trends happening right now. But before we do that,
what's everybody having to drink?
I'm having like a strawberry refresher. And what's really fascinating
I'm having deja vu. We did the whole show just a few minutes ago.
There's chia seeds in here with lemon. So remember the chia pets?
I can only think of chia pets.
Oh my God. Did you have a chia pet growing up?
No, but I know some bald guys that I want to get some chia pet stuff. And wouldn't it be excellent to have a chia pet head of hair?
You already do.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a strawberry, mashed up strawberries and lemon and chia seeds. I don't know what chia seeds are supposed to do for you, but they just put like a few of them in there. I think it's just like, and we put some chia seeds in it. So it's just so nice, special drink for you. And then I'm double fisting it because I have an Arnold Palmer here. Yep. Wow.
Water.
Is that vodka? Or
no? It should be. You would think I've been drinking it with how poorly I handled poking the buttons tonight.
Oh, no, we're not going to worry about that. We move on. We move on. So I wasn't here last week. And
let's find out what happened last week.
Oh, so amazing. I fled town. I was like out of town for 9 days. I was out. Do I know where I went? I didn't go. I did not go to Holland, Holland, the country, but I went to Holland, Michigan.
Okay.
And from Holland, Michigan, I went to see my girlfriend from college, and then from there I went to see my son Evan. He's in the Coast Guard, and Tony's getting a crown, but he doesn't understand why. It's funny because you're a repeat customer. I guess you're a top fan. That's what it is. You're the top fan.
Tony, why didn't you tell me that we were not live before?
Okay, come on. Anyway. Why are we going back there all the time? We've moved on. And so I went to see my son, who's in the Coast Guard in Detroit. And then I went to see my mom in Rochester, New York. And then I went for 3.5 days in glorious Adirondack Mountains, camped in a one-person tent, along with my whole family was not in the one-person tent with me, but they were all on 4 different campsites. And I just, I hung out with them. Fell in love with my grandnieces and nephews. And I was like, oh, this is so nice. It was great, except every day it was 90% humidity, even if it was sunny out. I know it's hard to believe, but you're so wet. And it doesn't matter what you're doing. You're in a forest. You are deep in the Adirondack forest. Wow. And just beautiful. The loons out on the water. I don't know. We had a great time. The days were beautiful. The camping. We had the fire going all day. That's like amazing. I know you probably wouldn't like that, but my nephew Jake, he's like making the fire and he's just loving it, and I'm like loving it with him. And then from there, I went to see my brother Art in Cleveland, and then I came home.
Do we have here? Let's.
What are we doing?
We're going to find the sound of loons.
Oh no! I can share with you what a loon sounds like. Like authentic.
And then we even have the fire too. Just pretend. There you go.
It's very lonely. It hits me right here. And they would get up in the middle of the night and they would be calling to each other. Like from one side of the lake to the other side of the lake. It's called Sacandaga Lake, and it's in Speculator, New York, and absolutely glorious. We had just a wonderful time. But we used to camp there when we were younger.
Did you know that mandolins, the finest mandolins
I
ever
had a
made.
feeling that there might be a string we want to pull on a mandolin here. What? Well, do tell me.
Yes. 8 strings that will pull on. Yes. Lloyd Lohr was a designer. Mm. He worked for the Gibson Guitar Company.
Okay.
in like 1922 through late 24, early 25.
Mm-hmm.
So he redesigned the mandolin, and he created what we know of as the F5 mandolin. It's the one with the scroll on it.
Yes.
What I play
Certainly.
in a show.
Mm-hmm.
The finest mandolins of that era, he made them all out of Adirondack spruce.
Really?
That's called red spruce.
Okay. Yeah.
And Adirondack maple,
Mm-hmm.
red maple.
Okay.
Those were the two woods that he used.
Yeah.
The top is the spruce, the back and sides,
Mm-hmm.
and the neck is maple. And so I have a deep love for the Adirondack
mountains. It's
just because we can make stuff out of it.
It's glorious. I mean, you're in these campgrounds, and if you've been camping before.
I have been camping before, yes.
Okay. But you can have a campsite, and it's just a campsite, and it's wooded around you, and that's fine. But the campgrounds that we were at are at almost like this peninsula that juts out into the lake. It's like it's in this circle area. And so our campsites are right on the water. And they're these big, if you look at it from outside of, maybe you're in the water and you're looking back, all you see is this line of huge rocks, boulders, whatever, right on campsites. And that's where we were. And you could just climb off the rocks and just go into the water right from your campsite.
Wow.
And it's like you have your own, secluded, waterfront property right there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's calm water. There's not a lot of wind. It's nestled in around all of these beautiful, like you said, the spruce and maple, and it's got the big needles, when they fall, it's the red needles come down, and it's like this carpet. It makes it kind of an interesting feeling of insulation almost on the ground with it. It's absolutely lovely.
Softer cushioning.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Absolutely lovely. And so gosh, it's hard to come back to reality. But it was. I had a really, really lovely time, and missed you all.
That's why we had to cancel last week.
Yeah. Oh, and Tony, wow. You went to Camp Crystal Lake Friday the 13th. Well, that's creepy. That's like that he's saying that's like creepy time.
Tony was at a barbecue competition.
How'd you do on the comp,
I never
Tony?
I never heard what happened with the barbecue comp. So please fill us in. And hey,
yes, continue.
Why don't we talk about what happened today in music?
Oh, music. Okay, this day in music. Okay, so does the name Lena Horne, does that ring any bells at all to you? Opera star, perhaps?
No, I'm feeling.
You cannot. Oh, let me see. That's not fair because okay, she's known for Stormy Weather. Do you know that song?
Can you sing
Stormy
it for me?
Weather. Da, 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 da. Yeah, so she was born today on June 30th. Here's another one. I'm kind of hoping that you know this one, but Clive Nolan.
No.
Okay, so he's a progressive rock keyboardist, such as yourself, and Pendragon. He played in Pendragon.
I know the band Pendragon. Though
this is real progressive rock. Like, how could you miss this? Like, I don't. You're a man about progressive rock.
I think
town.
Pendragon was more English. And,
okay.
And
not Scottish.
Swedish. I don't know. I did not know him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine.
I'd like to know him. So if you're listening to this, Clive, please give me a ring and we'll talk.
Okay. Oh, Tony said he didn't do very well. I'm sorry about that, Tony.
Oh.
Next time, maybe.
You're still a champ with us.
Yep. Okay, Cole Swindell. Name familiar? You see, if I'm stumping you on all these, this is really strange because you're like the man about all music town.
You're like picking who are these people? I have no idea who that is.
He was a U.S. country star.
I don't listen to country music.
He was famous for "Let Me See Ya, Girl." I picked it up because I thought how ridiculous that song title is. And we like struggle over all of our song titles. And this is like, let me see ya, girl.
It sounds like
it's up there.
That could be kind of creepy, couldn't
it? It's up there with like Red Solo Cop, you know?
No, Toby Keith. I know who Toby Keith is.
Oh, I don't. So. I don't actually don't. Okay. So we're going to move on from birthdays. And I have some really kind of fun, this is music time, okay? Oh. So I'm going to just throw out some names. And again, I've got high expectations of you. Okay. Henry Mancini. Familiar?
Henry Mancini Orchestra. What he did a couple things. Did Henry Mancini write the James Bond theme? Maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
But in 1969, June 30th, as of today, 1969, Romeo and Juliet, the love song from Romeo and Juliet, was number 1 on the billboards. And Henry Mancini, he wrote that.
You know, I was 8 years old listening to, living in Aurora.
Yeah.
The mythical hometown of Wayne's World. And I was in my basement, 8 years old, with my beat up drum set that I completely destroyed, listening to Inagata Davida by Iron Butterfly, playing that drum solo, the 20-minute drum solo. 8 years old? Yeah, I destroyed that drum
set.
Why
weren't you out like doing bottle rockets or something in the middle of the street?
That was later. My parents were pretty strict about that stuff.
All right. So moving on.
Okay.
Bruce Springsteen. Are you familiar with him?
The Boss.
The Boss. Yes.
Don't like him.
What would have happened in June 30th, 1984? Go back to 1984 in your Wayback Machine.
I bet you he put out a song, "Dancing in the Dark."
How'd you know that? You're like
it's like I lived this already.
I know. You didn't like any of his stuff, huh?
There was a couple songs that I liked of his. He's gotten way too political, but we don't need to go there. No. But he was too big and popular. I was never into, like, when he was big.
You're more niche-y. Yeah.
When he was big, I remember that a lot of friends went to see him that year, but I went to see Supertramp.
I'd go to Supertramp. Supertramp.
Much better.
Okay, so name me the artist that put out this particular album called Sports.
Well, that's easy.
What is it?
I even knew that one. It is Huey Lewis and the News.
Yeah, that was really fun. That's also in 1984. 1984 was the year I graduated from high school. So this is like, it's the epitome of an amazing year, because 1984, you had Dancing in the Dark with Bruce Springsteen, high up on number 2 on the billboards. We had the Sports, Huey Lewis and the News, number 1 on the Billboard 200, 1984 as well. So there's probably a lot of other things that happened in 1984. But okay, I'm going to throw you.
I was playing lots of prog rock at that point. I wasn't listening to pop radio at all.
Who wrote Car Wheels on a Gravel Road? You don't know?
No idea.
Lucinda Williams. 1998. That was on number 1 on the charts. Car Wheels on a Gravel Road.
Was that the album or is that a song?
Song.
Oh, I just remember Can't Let Go. That's Lucinda's very best song.
She performed that on Saturday Night Live. Yeah.
That was a great song.
Yeah. And then in 2009, are you familiar with Wilco?
Yes.
Do you like Wilco?
Jeff Tweedy. I'm not a big Wilco fan, but they've got like this gigantic cult following.
Mm-hmm. They do. And my girlfriend, Barbara Morrison, she goes to every Wilco concert in the United States of America when they're there. And I'm like, I listen to them and I'm like, but she likes them very much so. And
Jeff, he's been around doing that for such a long time.
It's like a cult following. Absolutely.
Yeah,
People will come from all over. I'm not even sure how did something like that happen? What kind of
they just kept with it. They kept with it and kept with it and kept with it. And, as far as like Chicago bands, Wilco is like, as far as underground alternative music, they are like, kings of that kind of genre, Americana kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas, like Billy Corgan and Smashing Pumpkins, for grunge, they were it for Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in 2009, Wilco releases the album.
Hello, Pat Culligan.
Hi, Pat Culligan. Okay, so now that we've done that, I'm going to add something new into this because I think this is stuff that we've talked about as part of the what?
I'm waiting.
Okay, so what I have found interesting is I did a little research. I did some research as an investigative reporter because that's what I do. That Spotify has now been accused of using what is used as a perfect fit content program. And this perfect fit content program features fake or ghosts as artists on curated playlists. Did you know this? Did you know it? I don't know. I certainly didn't. And the reason why they do that is
so they don't have to pay royalties.
They reduce the royalties.
Let me tell you, they don't pay royalties. They do not pay royalties.
Oh my God!
Our royalties.
They used to though. We used to get absolutely.
We used to get a few $100s a year at least. We get nothing anymore.
Nope.
They are the devil, and they do that. So they take our songs and they take other people's songs and they train their AI to learn how to write songs like us and like other artists, and then they have these self-generated songs coming out from AI. Nobody has to get paid.
Right.
Most listeners are not very bright, and they'll just listen to it and go, "Oh, I like that," So it's very sad. I kind of would be
in some ways weirdly honored by if somebody like actually.
I wouldn't, but hopefully people can see that there's something about the personal connection that. Without that, what is music? It's just it's music if there's no personal connection.
They are creating some AI bots that actually will go out and they'll find ones that are ghosts. So that is coming up. It's kind of like the battle of the ghosts, the good ghosts and the bad ghosts, and
Well,
it's just kind of interesting.
In some cases, what does it matter? Take a look at a lot of pop songs that are coming out, written by like 15 different people. That each person like wrote one word. I'm responsible for the, and what they do is they just big pile of garbage that they throw in here, and then they run everything through an auto tuner. They grid everything up. They quantize all the music, so it's completely lifeless, and the vocal is so unnatural. No person can sing that way, but usually the artists can't sing to begin with.
Right.
But that's what pop music, I think, a lot of pop music has just devolved into lowest common denominator.
Yeah.
Because now anybody can sit in their bedroom and they can write the next hit, with all the tools that are available.
Do they have to be in their bedroom?
And, well, Billie Eilish was. So,
oh, well, whatever.
But she actually has some talent, and
well, I think what is kind of disheartening a little bit about that is that it's really reshaping like what counts as real music in some ways, because you have to be able to decipher, or you have to have your mind be disciplined enough to go, oh, wait a minute, that doesn't sound real, And I also think there's an advantage now for some of us who do write and do songwriting, is for when people come to a show, what they're getting something that's real. They're getting an original artist. And I think that's encouraging everybody to go.
It's just like, it's a difference. What about like comedy clubs or something like that? Going to see a comedian is completely different than sitting in your living room watching a video of them.
Yeah.
Because there's no personal connection. But when you're in the same room with somebody and they can spit on you while they're talking, there's that personal connection there.
Right. Yep.
And you can make eye contact with the artist or whatever. And so we always say support original music.
Support your original music artists that are in your life. Okay. We're going to move on to something else here pretty quick, but I do want to next time we get together, I want to talk about AI and audio production. So join us next time for AI and audio production, and we'll do a little bit more deep diving into that. But we have something we are live. Yes. Oh my gosh, we are live.
Yes.
Even right now we're live.
I used AI to fix a bit of this, to remix this.
No.
This is a little bit from Hey Nonny. Let's watch it right now, shall we?
Do they know what Hey Nonny is?
Hey Nonny was a show.
But Hey Nonny is an actual really great listening room in Arlington Heights, Illinois. Okay.
Smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds sing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long. Never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days are hurrying by when you're in love. My life I go through days, all of them gone. Nothing but blue skies from now on. Never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days are hurrying by when you're in love. My only final blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies. Do I see? Oh, see. Alice wears a tin hat, dancing through the flower bed. She's listening to the music playing inside her head. Bees are buzzing through the vine, wishes hang on a line. The picture of a simple bliss when everything is fine. Alice whispers to the trees some secrets to keep. She'll never tell a single soul, not even while she sleeps. The grass is always greener when it's not on your side of the fence. And people are a lot more fun when they're not your friends.
have it.
Fun. Yeah, you like that? No,
Where's your Moses now?
oh, Ramses. Oh, Ramses. Anyway, so thanks for being with us tonight. It is 8:59.
Thanks for sticking around to the bitter end.
Around for the bitter end, yeah. But we will be back here in the studio on July 14th. Please note that we're not going to be here next week. We want you to enjoy your July 4th weekend. And if you're going to have fireworks, please be safe. Okay. What are you supposed to wear? Like steel gloves or something?
Yeah, wear steel gloves. Yeah. Get an old, the night suit kind of thing.
The night suit, yes, absolutely. But we're hoping you enjoy your time off and time with your family and friends this July 4th, celebrating the birthday of our United States of America. So thanks so much for being with us on this musical journey. And yes, Pat, happy birthday to you on July 4th, is it? Or July 7th? Please like, share, subscribe to our
Pat.
channel, and click on that notification bell to stay with us whenever we go live. And we so appreciate you all. Any last parting words? Monday in the studio. Out.
All right. Good night,
Bye,
everyone.
everybody.